Hey everyone, it's Natalie. Welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I have another video marathon for you guys. This one has been highly requested after you guys saw last week's video marathon. If you missed my over an hour long cleaning video marathon, I will have that linked in the description box for you guys to go watch and clean along with me. But today we're not cleaning, we are cooking. Today I am sharing with you what I eat in a year, essentially. This is a video marathon of the cooking videos that I have done from this last year. I loved being able to share with you some of my favorite recipes, and today they are all here for you in one fun video that we all get to watch together. Let me know in the comments what some of your favorite recipes from this year have been. Is there a particular food or meal that you have gone back to over and over again, or something that you especially loved? I would love to hear about that because I get so much inspiration from you guys. And if you are inspired to recreate any of these dishes, then definitely share it on your Instagram. Be sure to tag me and I will be reposting some of what you guys share with me over there. If you enjoyed this video marathon while you're watching it, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell button so you get your notifications when I post a new video. This is the last video going up before Christmas, so Merry Christmas everyone. I hope you enjoy your holiday season. I will see you back here next week for my 2018 favorites, a roundup of my favorite items from this last year. I can't wait to see you back for that. But for right now, let's hop into the cooking. You guys say good morning.
Good morning.
Haley, say good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel for another video. I'm going to be eating today, just like I do every day. But I figured I would pick up the camera and show you what I am eating. I've been having lots of requests for a what I eat in a day video, and so that's what I'm doing today. And I'm gonna do it vlog style this time to show you what I eat as a mom who needs a lot of fuel to get through her day, as a breastfeeding mom, and as someone who just loves food. So I hope you enjoy today's video. If you do while you're watching it, definitely give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like this sort of video on my channel. I'm sounding a little froggy right now. I've been fighting a cold, and in the mornings it's definitely worse sounding. But I'm going to make myself some breakfast right now. I'm gonna make a couple protein pancakes, a couple of eggs, and I'll see where it goes from there. I always start the morning with a big glass of water. I've been doing this for years. The first thought on my mind whenever I wake up in the morning is coffee. And I use that thought to be the motivation to go get a big glass of water, because I want to hydrate before I take anything that might be a little bit dehydrating. Kickstarts my metabolism, gets me pre-hydrated for the day, and I definitely need some energy right now. So I'm gonna eat and drink some coffee once I polish this off. Normally I make my own protein pancake mix, but this was on sale at Costco. It's the Kodiak pancakes. So Weston picked this up for us because it's very convenient. Waking up to another day. Okay, so it's time for me to start thinking about lunch. I've been doing some work at my desk. I've been doing laundry, cleaning the house, you know, typical mom stuff. And for me, lunchtime is more like 2 or 3 snack size portions spread out over the midday. If I have too big or too heavy of a lunch, I get drowsy in the afternoon. I've noticed that having 2 to 3 snacks that are pretty healthy, not just, you know, eating chocolate, really helps sustain me and fuel me without weighing me down. And so right now the snack that I'm gonna have is a handful of lightly salted almonds
and then the second half of that banana that I had with my breakfast this morning. And I typically eat this before my workout because this is the lighter version of the snack, and I don't want to get like cramps and stuff while I'm working out. So good electrolytes and potassium from the banana, and then some protein and good healthy fats from the almonds. The kids are gonna go take a nap in a little bit, and while they're sleeping, I'm gonna do a workout. And then when my workout is done, I am going to have kind of round 2 of my lunch, and I'll show you that in a bit. And then just a little bit ago, I started dinner, which, stay tuned. That's the last meal I'm going to show for today, is the crock pot dinner. So I will show you that in a little bit. But first, let's do this day in chronological order and continue on with what I'm having for a snack right now. And then I'm also gonna drink this down because it's good to hydrate, especially when you're breastfeeding and working out. I work out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's Monday, so. Well, workout is done. I'm showered off. The kiddos took a good nap. Hi guys. They're eating some yogurt. Haley's munching on some more cereal. Are you gagging on some more cereal? And I am going to have another snack. This is more of a meal. This is like the bigger meal. More legit lunch. It's gonna be some turkey breast lunch meat, and then I'm going to make myself a quick smoothie. And smoothies are actually where I get the majority of my green vegetables in. Everything so far has been quite yellow and orange for the day, but I really rely on my fresh smoothies to give me my green vegetables. I don't put too much fruit in them. I add a little bit for sweetness and antioxidants, but with fruit you can get too much sugar in your system. People don't realize that sometimes. So it's gonna be a lot of leafy greens, some good vegetables, and a little bit of fruit. This is what I make my smoothies in. This is an old school Vitamix. It's the drink machine. Look at how old this looks, but it does the trick. This works so good and it's lasted so long. So I'm gonna make up my smoothie in this. Look at this sweet little munchkin face. Hi, sweet little munchkin face. I love you. Still have some more work to do. Got some video editing to do and some more laundry. The laundry is never ending. But I don't have to make dinner. That's one thing I don't have to do because it's already made. It's in the crock pot here. You guys have heard me talk about it before. I love using my crock pot. So for this dinner recipe, I took a couple of pounds of lean ground organic turkey meat and I mixed it in my crock pot with a couple of red peppers and a red onion, and then I mixed in some adobo sauce. You can use whatever sort of taco or fajita seasoning in this recipe. Add the seasoning you want to add, and then once it's cooked, you know, adjust to taste if you need a little bit more. I always add less than I think to this recipe because I don't want it to be overdone. I can always add more when it's time to taste it later. But Weston is on his way. Bless you. We're gonna serve up the burrito stuffing with some flour tortillas, some brown rice. I'll open a can of some black beans, get that on the stove. And sometimes I will just eat this over chips, kind of like a taco salad. Kind of. Sometimes we'll throw in a little bit of fresh spinach in there, just depending on the day. And if I've already had a lot of bread in the day, that's kind of what I will do. But if not, I will eat it with a tortilla. So that is what we're having for dinner tonight. And when Weston gets home, we will sit down to eat that. He should be here pretty soon. Alrighty guys, I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, definitely give it a thumbs up so I know to make more what I eat in a day videos over here on my channel. As you can see, I enjoy real food. I enjoy lots of different sort of flavors. I don't really stick to any sort of diet and I don't really restrict myself. I just try to keep my portions smart and always try to stay active and healthy. This sort of meal plan is what helps me stay fueled throughout the day because as you can see, I'm a mom and I need my fuel. So thank you all so much for watching today's video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Let the sun shine on the broken. Let the summer come again. Let the heat find all the frozen. Let the force in, and I am above, I feel above, oh.
Hey everyone, it's Natalie. Welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I am sharing with you what I eat in a day. I've recently been on a gluten-free adventure, and in today's video I'm sharing some of my favorite recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to see a lot of fresh, beautiful food thanks to my mama's garden. Let's get started with the most important meal of the day, breakfast. I'm a total zombie in the morning, but before I drink any coffee, I make sure to hydrate before my long day. As we are nearing the autumn time, I've definitely felt like being a bit more cozy in the morning, and my favorite gluten-free breakfast option has been oatmeal. It's super easy to prepare and it's warm and it sticks with you for a good while in the day. I love making these gluten-free oats in my pressure cooker. I put a 2-to-1 ratio of oats to water in my cooker and I set it to the quickest rice setting. While those cook, I make some iced espresso.
Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight.
First, I pull a couple of shots of espresso from my Breville machine and I pour that over ice. I sweeten it with a bit of organic agave syrup and add some whole milk. I'm thinking about starting a seasonal favorite coffee recipes series here on this channel, so be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see that.
Walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see. Hold my hand.
The kids always wait with bated breath for the oatmeal to finish cooking, and as soon as it's done, I serve it up for all 4 of us.
Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream.
In my bowl, I add whatever I have on hand that week. Today, it's some cashew butter, some frozen raspberries and blueberries from my mom's garden, and I finish off the oatmeal with some chia seeds and a drizzle of agave syrup and a splash of milk.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see.
The oats for breakfast stick with me for a good while, but by the midday, I'm definitely getting hungry as I start to sit down at my desk for some business work. My favorite lunch has always been salads with a nice helping of protein, and today I am making a salad kit from Home Chef. Today's Home Chef salad was so yummy, as you guys can see. It started with fresh romaine lettuce, ready to serve grilled chicken breast pieces, chipotle ranch dressing, roasted bell peppers, special seasoning, and crunchy tortilla strips to go on top. The flavors and textures were so well balanced, and it was so easy to throw together for a quick lunch. I love being able to get some of my computer and editing work done in the midday while enjoying a delicious lunch that was so easy to put together. After I'm done with my desk work for the afternoon and I clean up my yummy lunch, I pack the kids up and head over to my mom's. Especially in the summertime, we spend 1 or 2 afternoons a week at my mom's house, and the kids get to play and I get to raid her garden. My mom and dad have built such a beautiful, gorgeous home garden that is bursting with fruit and vegetables and herbs. The colors are just breathtaking. Someday I want to grow my own garden. I know my mom could teach me so much about gardening and growing my own food, but for now she shares her harvest with our family and we are so thankful for it. Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of late summer, early fall time. It's a blessing to have such fresh and lovingly grown food to share. Like you saw, the raspberries and the blueberries that I ate this morning with breakfast were from this garden, and then today I am picking a few ingredients for tonight's dinner. Tonight we are having a light and fresh meal for dinner. We love these ground turkey lettuce wraps with sticky rice and homemade peanut sauce. From the garden, my mom and I gathered some basil, cilantro, snap peas, and chives that really complement the Asian flavors of this meal. For this meal, I first of all get the rice started in my pressure cooker. We usually cook 2 to 3 cups of white jasmine rice for our whole family for this meal, and while the rice cooks, I prepare the wrap's filling. I heat up a bit of avocado oil with a dash of sesame oil for flavor in my large cast iron skillet and add some ground turkey meat that we get at Costco. I simmer that for a bit on medium heat, and while that's browning, I wash and prepare my produce. The lettuce in Mom's garden wasn't quite ready to harvest, so I picked up some of this butter lettuce at Costco. It's the perfect size and texture for the wrap in this dish. The herbs from the garden get a quick rinse, and I finally chop them before throwing them in the skillet with the browning turkey meat. I wish you guys could smell how fragrant these herbs are. Once they start getting chopped, my whole kitchen smells so amazing. I also chop up some of the snap peas, which add an amazing bite and fresh crunch to the dish. Once the turkey is almost all the way browned, I drain off any excess liquid and add my herbs and peas to the skillet. Once they have softened a bit, I add in some gluten-free teriyaki sauce and turn the heat to low. While that's simmering for just a few minutes more, I make my peanut sauce, which is so easy to throw together. It's just equal parts peanut butter and teriyaki sauce, and then I will add a dash of apple cider vinegar or lime juice if I have that on hand. I just stir it all up, and if it gets a little bit too thick, you can add some water. It should be a nice runny consistency. As you can see, this meal is so easy to prepare and the flavors are so fresh and delicious. We like to sit at the table family style and assemble our lettuce wraps and eat them alongside our sticky rice. We fill a piece of lettuce with the meat mixture and top it off with the peanut sauce and extra chives for garnish. Weston loves this meal, the boys really enjoyed their lettuce tacos, as they call them, and even Haley ate everything here for her dinner too. This is a delicious meal for a late summer evening, and it was made even better by the fresh produce from my mama's garden. There is nothing like homegrown food to nourish the body and soul.
It's getting real dark in here. Could you bring some light to me? Or just sit beside me and never leave?
So in
today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different coffee recipes that I've been absolutely loving. And for those of you who are watching this video who don't actually drink coffee, I have a bonus recipe toward the end of the video just for you. It's a non-coffee fall drink that I know you are going to love, and Weston actually helped me come up with the recipe, which is really cool. Let's hop into my favorite fall time coffee recipes. So everyone has a different preference for how strong they like their coffee or how they like to brew their coffee. How I prefer to make my coffee is either by pulling a couple of shots from my espresso machine or brewing it in my French press. Today I will be sharing one of these recipes as an iced coffee, but all 3 of these recipes can either be made hot or cold. And let me know in the comments right now if you are an iced coffee lover like I am, or if you prefer your coffee to be nice and hot. Of course, I have to start out with the most important coffee flavor of the season, and that is pumpkin spice. And this is my take on a pumpkin spice iced latte. I am going to be using as natural and real food products as I can, and so today's pumpkin spice latte actually has real pumpkin in it. And since I am making this cold, I am going to be mixing my sweetener and flavoring in a separate little bowl. But if you are making the hot version of this drink, go ahead and mix these first ingredients into your cup before you put your coffee in. To start, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of real unsweetened pumpkin puree. Whatever I don't use in my coffee during the week, I can store in the fridge or freeze for another time. This adds that quintessential pumpkin flavor that makes it feel very authentic and very fall time, but the thing that really kicks it up a notch is the pumpkin pie spice blend. It's super easy to find this blend at any grocery store. I just picked this up at Target, and it has all of those spicy, nutty, really good flavors that remind us of eating pumpkin pie. And so I'm going to add a teaspoon of that, and then add a little bit of my sweetener of choice on a daily basis, which is blue agave syrup that I just get at Costco. I add anywhere from half a tablespoon to a full tablespoon depending on how sweet I want my coffee, and everyone has a different preference as far as that goes, and I will just mix up all of those ingredients together until they're well incorporated. Next, I'm going to pull 2 shots of coffee from my Breville espresso machine. Again, you can use brewed coffee or any form of coffee that you prefer. I will add the shots of espresso while they are freshly pulled so that they don't lose their flavor. I will put that straight into my pumpkin mixture and mix that all together so that there's no chunks or anything left. And then I will pour that over ice. I'm back to having dairy in my diet, and I'm so glad about that. So I am adding some half and half to this latte. I've been inspired by the trend of cold foam lately, and so I used just this little mixer that I got from IKEA for like under $5 to mix up a little bit of the half and half in my pitcher, and I make that nice and foamy, and I top off my latte with a little bit of that cold foam. And this can be done with almond milk or soy milk. Coconut milk is actually really good in this. Whatever sort of milk you prefer to have in your coffee totally works. Today, for me, it's a little bit of half and half. Sometimes on top of that cold foam, I will add just a little bit more of the pumpkin pie spice blend, and it is so yummy and spicy and very pumpkin-y, perfect for the beginning of fall and for feeling like it is the autumn time. The next coffee that I have for you is one that brings me back to my childhood. It is a Mexican mocha, and this really reminds me of the fall time. After we were done with schoolwork, my friend and I would spend time together playing, and her mom, who had family that were Mexican, she would make us Mexican hot chocolate, and it was so spicy and warm, and it actually warmed you from the inside out, and that is why I've chosen to make this one of the hot beverages for today. While I'm waiting for coffee to brew in my French press, I am going to start by mixing up some drinking chocolate. I love this brand. It's so rich and yummy, and it has that sort of dark chocolate flavor, which I really prefer. And then I am going to add just a little bit of cayenne pepper to it. This adds that heat without really altering the flavor, and it makes it so rich and delicious. When my coffee is done brewing in the French press, I'm going to add it to my hot chocolate and red pepper mixture and mix that all up together. I add a little bit of half and half and top it with a little bit more of that cayenne pepper and enjoy. Typically mochas are served with a healthy portion of whipped cream on top, but for my everyday coffee, I do try to keep it as low in sugar as I can, and so I have opted to not have the whipped cream, but that's definitely something you can add if you want to go that route. Next, I have my favorite coffee beverage that I have been having in this last month. It has been so yummy, and it is my maple nut latte. I start with a little bit of almond paste, and I was sure to find a paste that didn't have any artificial flavoring in it, and so you get the true flavor of almonds. It's kind of like an Italian amaretto latte. It tastes so amazing. To make the almond paste a little easier to work with, I will throw it in the microwave for about 10 seconds to soften it up, and then I will add that to my mug as well as about a tablespoon of 100% pure maple syrup. And this is what really brings the flavor of this drink together. I'll then add my coffee to the mug and whisk it all together to make sure that it's nice and mixed up, and then I will add some steamed milk. You can make steamed milk pretty easily on your stovetop, but I use the steamer wand on my espresso machine to make rich, velvety foam that can go on top and really make it a true latte, which actually, because I'm doing a free pour, it's technically a cappuccino, but let's just ignore that. This tastes like something that you would eat during like the Halloween and Thanksgiving season. It has this amazing nutty flavor, and then you mix that with the maple syrup and it just brings it to another level. The almond paste actually has little bits of real almond in it, and it settles to the bottom, and at the end it just has this nice little nutty crunch that I've really enjoyed, and this has been my absolute favorite drink recently, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. And last but not least, my bonus non-coffee fall beverage. This is actually one that Weston helped me come up with. It was his brainchild. If you guys saw my How to Cozy Your Home for Fall video, you would have seen that I have been enjoying simmer pots on my stove where I add lots of different herbs and spices and pieces of fruit, and that simmers on my stove all day and fills my home with a gorgeous, warm, spicy fall time aroma. And one day, my husband Weston came home to a simmer pot on the stove and said, I really want to actually drink this. Why don't you throw all of this into some apple juice or apple cider, put it in the crock pot and let that simmer all day, and by the end of the day, you have a really yummy drink. And he's a genius, so that's what I have decided to do, and it is so yummy. This can be really whatever you make it, and you can customize the ingredients how you like it, but lately Weston and I have really enjoyed just putting apple cider in there, a few cinnamon sticks, grating some fresh nutmeg. I'll put a sprig of rosemary in there. It's not just a savory flavor. It can really work well with apple flavors, and it just adds this fresh crispness to the flavor of this cider. It is so yummy, and after it's been simmering for a while, it is so warming but refreshing at the same time, and Weston and I will sip a little bit of it and eat some popcorn and catch some Netflix, and we've really been enjoying this. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and these coffee and drink recipes for the fall time. If you decide to recreate any of these recipes, don't forget to take a picture of it and share it on your Instagram and tag me. I would love to see what you guys come up with based on these recipes that I've shared with you today. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you later. Hey everyone, it's Natalie. Welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I am sharing with you an autumn version of what I eat in a day. And I'm super excited because my mom is joining me once again for this video. I know you guys loved seeing her in my last What I Eat video, and she is helping me whip together a super easy crock pot dinner that I'm going to be sharing with you. And she and I got to enjoy lunch together. If you like seeing food videos on this channel, then let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up, and let's hop into what I am eating for breakfast. As a mom, I have to get up pretty early in order to have some time before the kids wake up, and I'm usually really tired, and something that helps me wake up is just to drink a big glass of water. This helps me hydrate my body for my long day, as well as wake up my digestion for the breakfast that I'm gonna have. Today I am making an omelet, and this isn't just any ordinary omelet. This is kind of like my leftovers, whatever is left in the fridge sort of meal. And this is a really easy way to take care of little bits of leftovers that you have that would just sit in your fridge that wouldn't really make a complete meal. And so today I actually have a little bit of Mexican rice I made a couple of days before, some roasted vegetables from last night's dinner, and then I also just broke up a few pieces of deli meat to add some more protein. I'm gonna get all of that heated up in a pan, and then I'm gonna transfer it over to a plate and then get started on the egg portion of my omelet. And so I'm gonna start with 3 eggs, and aren't these gorgeous? These are from my mom's chickens, actually. She has the happiest, healthiest, most loved chickens on the planet, and they produce some of the most gorgeous eggs. They're so delicious, and as you guys can see, I actually ran into a double yolk egg this morning for my omelet. So I guess twins really do run in the family. So I'm just gonna mix these up and add just a dash of milk into it to make it nice and creamy and fluffy. Once the eggs have hit the pan, I try not to mix them up too much, but I will swirl around whatever is left liquidy and glossy into the pan until it's just slightly glossy on the top, and then I will put my veggies or whatever is in my filling back into the eggs, sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top, and fold over one side. I'll sprinkle a dash of this tahini seasoning on top, and then before I sit down to have my breakfast, I will make some coffee first. I have been really enjoying my fall coffee recipes. I know you guys have too, actually. I've seen so many of your tags on Instagram and I've been reposting them. This morning I am having the Mexican mocha from that video, and I'm having it in the iced version. I usually eat breakfast with the kids, and we all chat together and eat together. Sometimes we listen to music or watch a little cartoon, and I finish off my cup of coffee while I do some homeschooling with the boys. And after we finished that up, got everything cleaned up from breakfast, and the kids moved on to some playtime, my mom actually came over and we started working on just a couple of projects together. One of those projects was putting together a meal, but more on that in a little bit. After we had got some stuff done, we were getting hungry, and so I decided to share with her some lunch. And so we just started by prepping our produce and caramelizing some onions in butter and sherry wine.
Beautiful woman, tied to your loving without beautiful woman.
The smell of the caramelizing onions just filled the kitchen. It smelled so amazing in there, and we then made a bechamel cheese sauce with fontina cheese, which is an Italian cheese that tastes so good. It has this really nutty undertone to it. We spread that on our flatbreads and topped it with the caramelized onions and popped that in the oven to cook for a little bit.
Once those flatbreads were out of the oven, we quickly topped them with some fresh thyme and this gorgeous arugula and cherry tomato salad. Oh my goodness, this meal was hearty and ooey and gooey and really like comfort food, but also had that fresh salad on the top. It was a gorgeous day, and so the kids got to play outside for a little bit with my brother, and my mom and I shared lunch together, complete with some sparkling water and our beautiful lunch that we had put together. Being able to share lunch with my mom was really great, and it was nice to be able to fuel our bodies before heading into some more of the work that we had to do. After lunch was cleaned up, my mom and I got back to work in the kitchen, and we were working on a meal that I could make enough of to have for my family that night, and then also bring a portion of it to my sister Sarah, who actually just had a baby last week. It's her second little baby girl, and mom and baby are doing wonderfully, but something that is always a great thing to do for a new mother is to bring them a meal. So for dinner tonight, I am making this gorgeous Italian crock-pot chili. It's super easy to make. It is so delicious, and you can kind of think of it as a cross between a traditional chili and a minestrone soup. So it's a chili with Italian flavors, which my mom is well versed in, and she was a great help in doing this meal. The recipe starts with a diced onion and some diced up bell pepper. I just put a drizzle of olive oil in the bottom of my crock pot and put those peppers and onions in. And for this chili, I'm using 3 different beans, and you can use dry beans and cook those up. If you have beans on hand in your freezer that you've already cooked up, you can use those as well. But today I'm actually using canned beans because I was making it as quick and easy as possible. But today I am using red kidney beans, garbanzo beans, which are an Italian bean, and then I'm also using cannellini beans, which are white kidney beans. And cannellini beans are also another Italian bean. So I thought this trio was perfect for an Italian chili. I put 2 8-ounce cans of each of those beans drained into the crock pot, as well as a can of diced tomatoes. And then to season, today I'm using this Johnny's garlic spread, which is actually made to be put on garlic bread, but it has all of those wonderful Italian flavors in it. And then of course I am adding some red chili powder to the chili. I use a lot of ground turkey meat in the meals for our week, and earlier this week I actually browned up some turkey meat for another recipe, and I popped the remainder of it in the freezer, and then today I just thawed that out. You can even just throw the frozen block into your crock pot. And I mixed that in with my chili, and it's a great way to use up any of the meat, especially ground meat, that you used for another recipe and had a little left over. Once that's all mixed up, I'll just add a bay leaf to the top of it to, again, reinforce the Italian flavors of this chili, and I set that to low for 5 hours or so, or on high for 2 to 3 hours, and I will stir it periodically. After it's been simmering for a few hours in the crock pot, I transferred it to my small crock pot, which I packaged up for my sister, and I included this loaf of artisan bread that my mom made homemade. I'll leave the recipe to that bread in the description box for you guys. You saw it on my Instagram and on my mom's Instagram actually a few days ago, and you were asking for the recipe. So it's in the description box if you're curious. And then I'm also including some lemonade and chocolate and butter, of course, to go with the bread. And I put that all in the basket for my sister and dropped it off to bless her. And then back at home for dinner time, I added a little bit of mozzarella and Parmesan cheese to the top of the chili. And sometimes we will also eat this over noodles or over rice. And the kids actually ate their dinner before we did. All 3 of them gobbled up their chili. They absolutely loved it. And Weston and I reserved our dinner time for after they had gone to bed. We caught a little bit of Monday Night Football together and enjoyed this perfect autumn comfort food with a few slices of an artisan loaf that my mom made for our family.
After our hearty and savory meal, I was feeling like something a little sweet, and so I decided to put together a little dessert that Weston and I have every once in a while. This starts off with a pear. Pears are in season right now. They are so crisp and delicious and sweet, but the thing that makes everything better is Nutella. And that's what I take a generous spoonful of into a little bowl, and I just dip my pear slices into the Nutella. It's so yummy. And to go along with that, I had a couple of shots of decaf espresso, and I do it espresso con panna. So that's basically espresso unsweetened, topped with a little bit of freshly made whipped cream. And this is so yummy, and it goes perfectly with the pear and Nutella. You guys have to try this. And if you try any of these recipes, actually, tag me on Instagram. I would love to see what you guys are recreating, and I would love to also repost what you guys share with me. And that's everything for this video and what I ate today. Let me know in the comments what your favorite autumn time food is. Is it pumpkin pie? Do you look forward to homemade soups or coffee? Let me know what it is in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you later.
Actually trying to get you in the shot.
Doing what?
Well, it's your garden. You were just pointing out zucchini squash and everything.
Zucchini squash.
You're adorable. I can't even stand it. You're so cute.
Yeah, you don't have like multiple camera angles. You have one camera.
So
then you have to like,
And no cameraman.
Right.
So the cameraman can be like, okay, before you're done chopping that all the way, let me just get it here.
Right.
And I just pause momentarily, but this I just put it all down, wash my hands, go move the camera, right, get it back up. And yeah, I know, look at the apples. And I'm going to be talking over us. Hi. Okay, perfect. Actually, you could...
We could get on our knees.
That's the time when you don't do it.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Okay, you ready?
Shame.
Okay.
These are great.
Do these jeans look too tight?
These are great places.
Do you remember when I did that?
Okay, you ready?
Behind the scenes sounds. And right now we'll have la-di-da music playing. La-di-da-da-da. No! I'm gonna just keep recording because this just might make really good B-roll for you.
Oh my gosh!